Alright, this is a payroll management system developed using Python. So guys, let me show you guys how it works. Those are data I entered before, so I can always reset and let's enter a name there. Let's go for Kingland. That's the name, and the road is Sally Way, London. And the employer, let's call that Law, something like that. Law. Okay, the wages, so that's supposed to be the within, and the wages, let's say, is around that, and overtime. Okay, all we need to do now is to click on the wage payment there. Okay, to get the reference, select reference, and to get the tax period, select that. And you can also enter your postcode in there. Then right here you can enter gender right there. So guys, what I'll do now is to take you guys straight into a Python development environment, and I'll show you how I've put one of these together. So let's go straight into Python now. Welcome to Python Payroll Management System tutorial. So let's start by importing the following: TK, import all, and I will also import, let's get that right, I will also import random. That will be needed for my random reference. Then I also need time there. Okay, let's define our name. Maybe we call it, I'm just going to give it payroll. That's the name of the app, equals TK there. So that's the name of my app, and let's define the size as geometry equals 1350 by, let's go for approximately 650. So that will be times, really, okay, plus 0 plus 0, and close that speech mark. So what will happen is the resolution will be 1350 wide, and the height is 650. Why my screen will start from right here, 0 by 0. So that's the whole resolution. So the next thing is, let me give my payroll a title. So let's say title, we will call it payroll management systems, or payroll system, whatever. Okay, that's the name. Systems. Alright, that's the name of my app. And let me define the following variable. I'm going to use my famous input variable. I'm going to need plenty more of those, really. That'll be one there. Then I'll need more variable, but first thing, let's get in the frame. So my first frame will be right at the top. So let's just say payroll, comma, and the width of this will be, let's make that 1350. Then the height will make that, let's go for about we can even leave the height out, but let's just see. Okay, let's say I'll go for sky blue. So that's the color for this. I will leave the color out as time goes on, but I just want to see the frame developed. Then now let's pack it up. So let's say tops dot pack, then side, I want it to be right at the top there. So that's the first frame. I'm just going to copy this and use this for the other two frames. Frame, so that will be frame left, so that will be L frame, and this will be L frame as well. Then this other one will be right frame, we have a right frame here as well. Frame. Now let's take care of this with, I think maybe I'll go for about 700 here, and maybe another, let's see, 600 here. And the height, we can just make the height, let's make that about 600 or 650, and 650 here as well. Okay, let's come down here and just close our app for now. .main loop. Alright, so let's, this one be to the left and this will be right there. Let's save it. File, save as, save it on my desktop. Payroll systems. Save. So let's run it and see if all the frames are ready. Okay, let's see what the error might be. Let's see what's going on with the sky blue here. Come back in here. Okay, that should be G. Okay, right, let's save and run it again. There we go. So I have my first frame here, second frame, and this one frame up there. Okay, with the frame up there, let's give it a title. So we call that the frame up there. Let's give it a title. We say LBL info, okay, equals there. Alright, so that will be the title, Payroll Management System. So let's save and run right there. Now let's define this other frame here. Let's deal with the left frame first. The left frame. So let's create another frame, copy, and just paste that in here, and let it be left frame. And the name, let's say inside left frame. Okay, something I can remember. Inside left frame, and I want it to be at the top as well. Okay, let's change this color to something I can see to make sure it's right in there. Okay, now let's create two more. Okay, that is the other two. So this one will be for the left, and that will be for the right. I've decided to change the color so that I can see which frame is which. Okay, so if I save, let's save it and run. Okay, that's good. Alright, so that's the top, and that is what I want. That's brilliant. Okay, so for the very first top here, this one, no, this one, this very one, let's see, is okay. This very frame, I can enter maybe a label. Okay, that's fine. Now let's create the other one, then we take it from there. Let's just create all of the frames first. So I need exactly the same thing, I think. Okay, I'm just going to copy all of this and use that for the other part of the frame, but there might be a problem. So that I don't get confused, let me just enter left here. Yeah, just enter left there for all these other frames. Left, else I will get confused. So I have all my left frames there. Right, so copy all of this. It's copied already. Now come down here, paste that. No, let's copy it all, paste, and we now need to change this to right. Let's change it to the right frame inside the front frames. Okay, now so that I don't get it mixed up, let's change this one to right. That will be for the right side frames. There's a lot of frames involved in this very tutorial. Because it's a payroll management system, I need to involve a lot of coding as well. Alright, so let's save it first. Okay, run it and see how it will look. Yeah, that is it. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So I can now start my work. Alright, maybe reduce the size of this so that we can see the space between them. I'll make this one 300 as well. Yeah, this is 200 width here. Let's say 600. Yeah, that's more like it. Alright, now for this very first one here, now that all the frames are defined, let's start work with all of the components right here. Inside this very frame, I want a label, so I'm just going to copy this label, paste that underneath here, and let's call that LBL employee name. Alright, LBL employee name there. That will be okay, that's fine. Let me break this into two so I see that. Yeah. Okay, now I also need as row 0 column. Okay, I'm going to need a text field. Let's run this first and see how it will look like. Okay, it's not visible. Let's see why. The color is sky blue. I want it to be inside this frame. Yeah, let's copy that. Yeah, copy it and change it. Now let's run it. Okay, but it's too big. Let's change the size. Let's make that very small. We want it to be maybe about 10 or 12. 12. Run. Right there. Okay, we need to move it to one side anyway. So we need to change this to employee name. Let's come in here and change that to employee name. Right. Now, copy another one. Come right down here. There's going to be a lot of coding involved, like I said earlier on. So this will be address, LBL address, and change this to address as well there, and this will be row, and that will be column 1. Save, run. Okay, no, this should be underneath. I want it underneath, so that will be address. And I want the address to be in here 1, while this one is column 0. Yeah, right. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, close this. Okay, now let's enter a text box for each of these components. So I'm going to call that txt employee name equals there. So that is for the employee. So I'm just going to copy that again. I'm going to copy all of this, paste it underneath here, and this will be for employee's address. Okay, let's say we want this to be around 8 here. Okay, let's change this to about 12. Okay, let's run it and see how it looks like. Right there, we have that here for our employee, but we need to change this. That should be column row 1, column 1. So that is it. Okay, then we still have the background visible there, so let's maybe get rid of that background now. We don't need it anymore. Let's get rid of this. I'm using it just to define that was just to define the frame. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go back into our development area. Now we need some more information. Maybe complete the other side as well. I can just copy all of these. Okay, this will be for the right side, I think. So that I don't get confused, let's just say right side codes. Paste that in there, and this is the other one is the left side code. Copy, paste this in here. Now I need to refer to it. Right side, that's what I need. Copy that. Okay, now change all of this to left, to right, sorry. Right, and this one as well, right. Yeah. Now the names, we want to change this to postcode, LBL postcode code, and that goes in here. Then we also want to change this to LBL postcode, TXT postcode there. Now let this one be gender. and this will be gender as well. Now that will be gender. Let's change all of this to gender, and gender. You have to be careful because this can be confusing. It's all frames I'm working on here. So save that and let's run it. Let's see. Okay, we have that in place too. So all I just need now is to get rid of the background. Let's come there. Where's the background? Get rid of that background. I don't need that as well. That will be for right. This one. Get rid of that background. Right. It's looking promising. Now we need to take care of these ones as well. Okay, I think I may have to increase the size. Increase the size of this. Yeah. Let's come in here. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this and just change this to approximately 36. I repeat the same thing for the other component, 36 here. 36, and come down here, change this to 36 as well. Okay, we now have 36, so let's just run it and see. Save. Alright, that's much better. Okay, that's much better. So you can enter your name there, address, postcode, gender. You can be male, you can be female, whatever you want to be. Alright, that is fine. Now we're going to need the other part of the program to be taken care of. Okay, so I think with that I'll call it the end of the very first part of this tutorial. I'll run it so that you guys see it again, and we'll continue with the second part later on. Alright.